Hey, so this morning I wanted to talk about why I love to work with entrepreneurs and small business owners. And I want to make the distinction between that and somebody that works at a company, and saying that I don't exclude anybody, because if you think about it, we are all entrepreneurs and we are all small business owners. Meaning that the skills that you bring to the marketplace, you are bringing them and you get paid for that, and you're your own little business. But for those people that have taken the plunge to become entrepreneurs, they have taken that leap of faith that they have the skill, that they can learn, and all of that. And all of us have this ability. So I encourage everyone to become independent, because I believe, in line with what I think that this country was based on, that we wanted our freedom. And we have been a beacon in the world for a couple hundred years, let's just say. Certainly longer if you want to get into it. But anyway, so I just wanted to clarify that. Love to work with entrepreneurs because they're always thinking like this. And I do love to work with families and all that too. But I want to just say that, setting the whole life product is an asset that is in a class of its own. And why would I say that? Well, because it has a death benefit attached to it. And don't just think of this as a death product, because it's actually a very living, moving asset that can be utilized more so while you're alive than thinking about the death benefit. But because it has that death benefit, it is in a class of its own as an asset. And I mentioned in a previous video that the largest purchasers of whole life insurance are banks, bank executives. Companies, banks are companies, and they purchase whole life like nobody else. Why is that? Because, again, it is in a class of its own. It is a tier 1 asset on their books. Makes their books look better. They use it for retirement. They use it for retaining high-level executives. You may have heard in the news years ago, I'm getting a little off track here, but I'll just share this story about Walmart buying life insurance on greeters, and that was against the law. That part of the reason that you're allowed to do that is somebody is a key person within your organization, and if that person left, it would be harmful to the company. But in terms of retention, you can make it part of their retirement package, a whole life policy that is taken out on them. So it is truly in a class of its own. So this asset will grow over time, right? And I say over time because it takes time to grow wealth, period. In other words, like you don't just put $200 into a 401k and it automatically turns into $200,000. It takes time and consistency of applying some. And I'm not an advocate for 401ks. By the way, I like to share with people how they really work, and I can show people all that. And again, I'm getting off track. But anyway, so when you own this asset, it helps other assets that you may acquire over the course of your lifetime. It helps them perform better. You can better utilize them. For instance, so somebody is retired and they've got their money in the market, so to speak, in a 401k, an IRA, and the market drops in a particular year that they've always been taking money out of as part of their retirement. But because the market has dropped that particular year, it would be best if you didn't take any money that year. Well, where would you take it from? Well, if you had started a whole life policy, and it had been running for 10, 20, 30 years, you could take a loan from there. And then later on, when the market maybe comes back, you could start taking from there again and replenish your whole life policy. So it helps other assets perform better. I can get into more detail about that if you have questions about that, and I can guide you to where you can find information about how that's really true. The biggest thing I think of when I think of entrepreneurs is that they are teachers, because they need to explain things to their employees, to their clients. So they're teachers, like we all are. And the thing about learning about the whole life product is that once you really understand it, and you don't have to understand it 100%, because nobody really, I guess eventually you get there, but you can get to a point where you can help somebody understand it to the level that they see the benefit to it. And so passing that information on is one of the key things that you get to do for your family, for your loved ones, for your kids, for your grandkids, if you have them and you live long enough to speak to them about this. And then being able to take care of one another. I think that we were all meant to take care of each other. And obviously it doesn't appear to be that way in the world, but that is what I believe, that we were meant to really take care of one another. And we're not all here forever, right? We all know that there's a death benefit for a reason, that we do pass. And so why not share and teach? Expand your knowledge so that you can share it, your experience, your love for your kids. And this is obviously just one area that we're sharing. We are complex beings. And so there's more than just financial to be concerned with. But this is what I talk about. I wear some other hats, helping people to discover their gifts, so to speak. But the financial is a gift that you can learn and then share. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things that you can do in life. So anyway, I will end it there, and thank you very much for listening. And that's it for today. Take care.